Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the podcast. I actually don't remember the number exactly. We missed a couple episodes. It's
Maybe.
it's 46.
46. Whoa.
Episode
Lovely.
46. Yippee!
All right, quick headphone check.
Delightful.
helps.
Delightful.
Um,
Have you guys seen that Godzilla -1 film by any chance?
I personally have not, but it
Well,
looks
all
really
I can-
good.
Yeah, me and a friend of ours, me and a friend of me and Jacob's, we went to see it on Monday, and the best way I can sum it up is holy shit, it's a very fucking good movie.
Yeah,
I've heard,
I've
nothing
heard
but
it is,
good things.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think I've heard a single bad thing about it. It is insanely good.
I've heard plenty.
I think
of
my
positive.
favorite detail that I've heard on it so far was the director. Heard that it was speculated they had a $15 million budget,
Mhm.
like USD budget, and he said, "I wish it was that much."
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because I'm pretty sure they follow the tradition of like Godzilla just being a dude in a costume.
Is he just a dude in a costume? Is that what Godzilla is?
Oh no, I think it was actually Godzilla, but I digress. He doesn't need that much money. But no, it was just a very good movie. Like, plenty of Godzilla action. The atomic breath thing. This particular movie's atomic breath is really good because it's essentially just a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because isn't -1 supposed to be a like pseudo sequel or prequel to Shin Godzilla?
No, I don't think so. But I don't think so. Honestly, I'm not too sure. I haven't actually heard about that, but.
Because
Honestly, from the start, like Godzilla just shows up from the get-go. Like they don't like have any of those like small lizard floating around a radioactive barrel or like affected by the nuclear bombs. Godzilla just shows up. He just shows up on an island, kicks ass, and then disappears, and then comes back a bit later, a lot bigger. So like the implication is that I think the novelization goes into a bit more, where like it's set on that island that's pretty significant to Godzilla lore back in the old movies.
Or Bikini
Where
Atoll?
Godzilla, no, it's Oba Island or something, where Godzilla had a relationship with the people. So I guess he's just pissed that like the Japanese army took that island over, and yeah, we just went from there. So I think that's where they're going with. I'm not too sure if it ties into Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because just bring up the atomic breath, and like I've watched very few of the Godzilla films, but I have seen several times over. Sometimes I've just sat there and watched it for a few minutes because of just how just awe-inspiring it is. The scene from Shin Godzilla of him activating his atomic breath, and it starts out as just a gas that fills the city, and then it ignites it all in just a hellfire, and then it slowly condenses into a beam as he looks up and cuts a plane from the sky. All the
And it
while,
also
it's like
comes out his tail and spines.
well, yeah, that's after. It starts. He then looks up, and then it
Yeah.
starts to come out of him in all directions. But it's this whole thing is the scene is utterly silent except for the sound of the flame and the beam, and then an orchestral soundtrack that's playing. And I remember reading is that one of the things that they wanted to capture artistically in that movie was the beauty in destruction. And I mean, I got it because like I just can't look away from that scene.
I mean, it's pretty ironic in that movie, the atomic breath is basically him throwing up blood. Because Shin Godzilla's just in pain that entire time.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't know if there's a link to it in Shin Godzilla, but maybe with the cliffhanger, the way the -1 ended, there could be a link there. I won't spoil it because, yeah, I recommend you guys watch it for yourselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's I do recommend it. It was a great movie, and that's why I'm looking forward to the Godzilla and Kong movie coming out too. So that should be fun.
Oh yeah, that movie.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that.
that movie. Hey, yeah. Well, what's else in today's news?
Well, I say before we try and segue into something else, just on the subject of Kong, have you guys seen anything from that Kong video game that came out recently?
I'm pretty sure we just forgot about that when the Walking Dead Destiny's game came out.
Because same studio, and
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
they holy shit. There's my favorite thing that I saw about the Kong game. Didn't know it was happening, never heard of it. All of a sudden I see a post about it online, and they're saying this can't be real. And the scene is of Kong in a field, and he's looking around after hearing something. And then he gets jump scared by a PNG of a raptor.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
it's a still frame. Not and it, by the way, for the to describe this, it's not like, oh, they took the model and then just like had it sit still and then like drag it towards him. No, it's actually a PNG. You can see the border. Like it's a square image that they cut out and then like stretch to make it look like it was getting closer.
Also, I'm pretty sure it's like a still from like earlier in the game as well.
Yes.
Do you know what this reminds me of? Remember like when Gollum came out, and I was saying this reminds me of back in the old days of like shitty video game movies released solely to tie in with like a movie coming out at the time. This is another example of it to me. It's like I think we're back in that era.
Yeah, except the problem is like the games back then, they were like, hey, this movie came out and it was popular. Let's make a video game for it. And then it was just kind of mid because they realized it's hard to make a game with good plot and mechanics when you're trying to make it based off a movie.
Mm.
But in these cases with Walking Dead Destinies and whatever Rise of Kong, I think is what it was called, they're just awful. Money laundering, wastes of time.
Have you guys actually seen gameplay of the new Walking Dead game?
I've seen a fair few of it.
I
have not seen gameplay.
The gameplay,
but I have
just
seen
bad.
plenty of screenshots, and oh my god.
Yeah, that I wouldn't. I'm glad I watched someone else play it because I wouldn't play it.
Should we also? Let's also.
I remember.
Hey, and I'm talking now. This is my shush.
Your episode.
Yeah, me taking over now, lads. The day before studios shut down. I don't know if we've talked about that yet.
Oh, yeah, that game.
4 days after its release, the studio shut down.
Maybe that's why we didn't talk about it yet, because that's not what we were talking about.
We were still.
I just felt like it would time. It's a bad game sort of time. My favorite fact is, do you guys know the Rad Brad, that YouTuber video game player? Well, he's one of the he's been around for ages. The day before is the first game he's ever not completed and refunded. He said, yeah, guys, this game sucks. I'm just going to refund it because the guy's done like Silent Hill Downpour. I think he's done Culinary Marines. He's done a lot of shit games, and he's completed them. He's completed them. But the day before was so bad, he was like, yeah, nah, guys, I'm not doing this. I'm just refunding it.
See, that's what I was. That's kind of goes back to what I was saying with like the movie tie-in games. It's like they were bad, but they were at their core playable games. They just usually didn't have a lot of substance. These games that are coming out now, they're just bad.
Yeah. Horrible.
Just downright bad.
They, fuck. What was the game called again?
The day before.
Yeah, the day before. Is also one of the games that I unfortunately had the pleasure of watching get played. What were they going for? What was the like end goal, you know? What was the idea that they were like, this is gonna be the most fun thing anyone's ever done? What was the goal? Who play tested this?
Gammas.
Nobody.
Where's the quality control? Where's the,
quality control?
Where are the fun?
Who needs quality control?
Can we also talk about how like the day before doesn't actually make sense as a video game title for zombies? because you're not playing in the day before a zombie apocalypse. It's not like The Last of Us when you start off trying to escape, the actual outbreak of the apocalypse. It's set after. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know you have movies like 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later, or you have a video game like Days Gone. That makes sense.
It would be interesting to play like Days Gone is a game I do actually like. I will say that. But yeah, no. Do you know what? It would be interesting playing a game set in the first hours or first night, the first days of a zombie outbreak, and it could end with like your character either dying or just getting ready to face the aftermath. If you know what I mean, that could be an interesting thing to get into, but clearly the day before decided not to do that.
Believe it or not, Left 4 Dead.
Okay, yeah, no, that's true. That makes sense.
Like, at least I don't know about Left 4 Dead 2, but I know Left 4 Dead 1. It's literally the night that it happens. Is where it starts.
I always assumed it was a bit afterwards, but I've been in one before. Oh no, Left 4 Dead 2 is also like the initial outbreak too, if I'm not mistaken.
The World War Z game is also like the day of, like at least like a couple days after.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've already talked about World War Z.
I was gonna say, yeah, is the game
before.
based off the book or the movie?
The movie, and even then,
Unfortunate.
loosely. The movie, the book, the movie, and the game have absolutely nothing in common with each other. The only thing in common between the game and the movies is like the size of the horde, and that's about it. There's no real connection at all, and it's upsetting because the book is, as I said, and I still stand by this, one of my favorite zombie interpretations of all time.
Fair enough.
Why? When I look at this, when I look at our topic ideas, what is this? What is this naked VTuber doing here?
Oh yeah, the
guidelines.
Okay, so basically what happened is this streamer called Morgpie, a streamer slash sex worker, I think she and a few other Twitch streamers had a thing where they would stand in front of the camera, topless, but just close enough that you could see like the top of their titties.
No. See, Twitch guidelines, before they reverted it, made it so then they allowed artistic nudity. They never specified specifically what artistic nudity meant. So a bunch of furries and NSFW artists and VTubers decided, well, I created this, therefore it's art nudity, I can put it on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of the people who did that ended up getting banned. Because I don't know what they meant by artistic nudity, but apparently they literally, like 2 days after that, they reverted it.
I feel like if they specified it, it wouldn't be much of an issue. But I can see what they were trying to do.
I feel like the people at Twitch, they're not like professionals in any way. They goon so hard to these fucking women, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna allow artistic nudity, and then we're gonna let's see what happens, fellas."
I mean, don't they allow like if they allow like drug streams, gambling streams, if I'm not mistaken, if that's not changed?
I don't understand gambling streams.
Gambling is it's vague. Like it's the thing is like you can't do. I don't think you can have straight up gambling. Like you can't be on there playing like casino games.
Yeah, but then you got to do like. And you do have the issue of like loot boxes and how that's
what I was gonna say is the closest thing to gambling I think you're allowed to do on Twitch is like CS:GO crates.
I might just be thinking of like how
there actually is a whole category for slots, virtual casino, and casino jackpot.
Jesus Christ!
But isn't there a stipulation where they can't be using real money?
Nope.
I think the stipulation is they can't be. I don't think they're supposed to advertise that like a gambling company is getting them to do it, because I think that was a case for a few of the streamers doing that stuff. That
Look,
they would get paid by these gambling companies to play their site.
there's a great lolcow for this named Bossman Jack. He's on Twitch and he does specifically gambling. That's his whole bit. Is he goes in, he can make 600 grand in a night through these gambling sites and then lose it all instantly because he's a gambling addict. He doesn't stop.
Well, to be fair, 99% quit before they make it big, so he's onto something. He's cooking. He's close, but he just needs another night of gambling.
We don't quit till we win, fellas. When they learn gambling.
Yeah.
No, but Bossman Jack, he has a whole QE Tapes has a really good video on him. But the cycle goes: he begs his viewers for money. They give him money. He loses. He makes a lot of money, loses it, wins, loses, and then breaks his door, punches holes in the walls, cusses at his parents, calls them all sorts of names and slurs. So that's the only reason I know that Twitch does allow like real money gambling, even if it's like, even if that money is converted into in-game money to be converted into real money afterwards.
Yeah.
And I think that I don't think it should be allowed, but I mean, fuck, you know.
I mean, Twitch has always been primarily advertised towards adults, and even though they have definitely kids on it,
It's a 13 plus website. It's never 18 plus.
yeah, that's fair. Then in that case, they should get rid of like all the drunk streaming, all the gambling scene, all the gambling stuff.
Well,
and
it's very hard to
addition be able
monetize.
Yeah, but still, they should get rid of it. Like, if you're going to expose kids to that, like, then that's an issue still.
Because like, do they even attempt to, or do they have a setting for streamers to like age lock their channels?
They do
Yeah,
have a mature setting, and it's pretty much like, this is for mature people. Do you want to watch? It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
There's,
because
like,
you can't really
there's
like
no age
verify
thing.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
because then if you want to verify it, you'd have to like oh, like show me your ID, and that could be like bad, like Big Brother shit right there. So
Not to mention hot tub streams,
yeah,
which has its own categories.
I use that one often. I mean, what?
I just want to watch my favorite streamer bounce their titties around.
I am but a simple man, okay? Allow me.
I wasn't making fun of you. I was just saying that in general.
I know, but still, I'm a simple man, and I like seeing big titties.
By the time this episode comes out, it'll be around 1 week until Christmas. Are y'all excited? Do y'all get the morning squeezies? You know.
Yeah, I'm going up to Auckland for Christmas. Hopefully Santa will give me some good stuff.
I don't want it to be a depressing thing, but my days blend together. It does not mean anything more to me that a holiday's coming up.
Yeah, but you still,
Yeah.
you still appreciate the holidays, right? You put a little Santa hat on your profile picture. That's got to be at least.
That's because I was being yelled at.
You're being yelled at. Wow, man.
Someone's being a little Grinch.
Sending three spirits your way, Caldor, David. No, I'm kind of weirdly in, I guess, more in the Christmas spirit this year than before, and I think it's just because I found a couple things that I can get into that are Christmassy, and it like, ooh, that's doing a little trick for me. Because I'm about to plug in my Christmas tree, and it's a really small tree. It costs $20 at a Walmart. Came with a really big bug too. Oh my god. I had to fight that thing.
Man, you evicted it from its house. How dare you?
Dude, I mean, it was like the size of like my middle finger, dude. I don't have big hands. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I played Little Inferno, and they came out with a Christmas edition.
I love that game.
I was like, oh, I love that. The only thing I didn't like about the Christmas DLC was that it was basically a lot of reused stuff from the base game into this one, but they had a cool storyline. They introduced a new character, and it was fun. And they introduced a whole new catalog. If you don't know what if you don't know what I'm talking about, buy Little Inferno right now, play it. Do not burn the hug ticket. Oh my god. I was going for all the achievements, and I accidentally burned the free hug token thing ticket, and I had to restart and do another like 3 hours of game just to get that achievement, and I was like, oh, that sucked, but I got it. I 100%ed the game, and it made me so happy, and it was so fun. And then I'm also gonna rewatch The Polar Express, and what's that movie? The Shining. The Shining is a Christmas movie for me now.
That makes sense. It is. There was a lot of snow there.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, that's a fucking morbid Christmas movie.
It's a Stanley Kubrick movie based off a Stephen King book. What did you expect?
I'm pretty sure my mom told me that we're at least somewhat related to the woman in that movie.
Oh, Shelley Duvall.
Yeah, I think it was. I couldn't remember if it was her or someone that looked like her, but I know we're related to. I'm just gonna say I am related to her until I get more confirmation.
Congratulations.
Yippee.
Well, speaking of movies, this actually makes me want to segue into a topic that I find incredibly fucking baller. So, you guys know there was a Scream reboot movie that came out a bit recently, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. By Spyglass.
I was gonna say, was it a movie or I thought it was a TV show?
I'm pretty sure it was a movie.
They had a show as well, I think.
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
No, these might be separate because I remember one of the things with the TV show, hilarious to me. They didn't have the rights to the ghost face mask.
That's
What?
It's like the most widespread thing. Like
Exactly,
like...
but they didn't have the rights to use it, so they had some cheap knockoff look for it for the killer. It's so fucking funny.
Oh, that's so stupid. But almost as stupid as what happened here. But all right, so the main actress, I'm pretty sure for it, Melissa Barrera, she actually shared some pro-Palestinian views because, as you know, Israel's currently genociding the fuck out of them in Gaza because it's Israel.
Don't.
Yeah, we won't go there. But still, and so basically, what the company Spyglass did was just said, "Oh no, we can't risk annoying Israel or the Zionists." So they fired her, and there was a huge backlash against that. And so recently the company Spyglass was like, "Okay, we fucked up. We don't want any public backlash." They hit up Melissa and said, "Hey, we need you back. Can we have a meeting?" And then Melissa says, "Oh, send me 100K and fly me out there and we'll talk." So they send her 100K. Fly her out there. She walks in and they say, "Oh, will you come back? We fucked up." And she just says no and just walks away. She was in that room for like 45 seconds at the most. Fucking absolutely obliterated them. Like, I'm pretty sure she was like the main character in the movies too, so she was like, "Fire me for expressing my feelings with speech. Okay, I'll fuck up your whole movie, boy." And to me, that is just so fucking based.
I have never seen a Scream movie.
Oh my god.
Never.
That's actually not too bad. It's not too bad of a mask, to be honest.
I looked up the. Oh yeah, that's what I was looking up the shitty mask. I didn't realize the show happened so long ago. I thought it happened like a couple years ago, maybe, because I remember hearing about it. No, apparently it was from like 2016.
Yeah. Okay, that's a. But yeah, no, I do wish some actors or actresses would just grow some balls and just, do more shit like this often, because it would just be the funniest shit, if you ask me. Because I'm also pretty sure, like, Spyglass have fucked themselves even more, because now Jenna Ortega, who was Wednesday in that Wednesday show, she's not reappearing in it either.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Where I'm at with all of it is simultaneously it's kind of like it's the price of airing your opinions on anything publicly, but at the same time, that should not stop you from being hired on things.
Yeah. Especially if you're just... Because what she basically did was... If I can read, she made social media posts in support of Palestine.
The thing is, that's exactly it. Like you're posting your side, your opinion on something. That should not be grounds for you to be fired, or if you weren't even hired yet, like just tossed aside.
She didn't even outright say anything. She just called for a ceasefire because of the Hamas-Israel war. She just called for a ceasefire.
Yeah, so and I think it's important for because especially with celebrities, actors, actresses, and so on, I think it's important for them to stand their ground with stuff, just like she did, because it also sets the precedent of not allowing yourself to be pushed around by the studios.
Yeah, and there's so many big actors who the industry needs to survive. They can definitely get away with saying it. So I do feel like we need to normalize them speaking out.
Yeah, because you need to speak out and then stand your ground. Because otherwise, it's just going to be corporations being able to buy everything.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you're a celebrity, you've got a voice, and if you're as human as us, you should be able to, just stand your ground. Go ahead and call that guy disagreeing with you a cunt. Go ahead and do that, I think. That's what I want to see.
I'm kind of glad that we're moving into this day and age where we did the whole, the protesting and the strikes, right? Mm-hmm. And now people are sort of becoming a lot more intolerant of the injustices that these studios are doing.
100%.
And I think that it's inhumane to shut down somebody and their opinions because it doesn't align with you or your corporate values.
Yeah, and even if we step away from opinions and we're talking about something that has like objective truth and falsehood, truth and
falsehoods.
Yeah, there you go. It doesn't they should be allowed to say something wrong, because how else are you going to know to correct them?
Yeah.
Or convince them that they're wrong.
Yeah, just have
so it's already insane that they're doing it for opinions, things that are entirely subjective. That it's you should be able to speak out, whether or not you get a response that you want. That's up to everybody else.
Yeah, 100%.
And I was gonna say,
Kanye victim.
with kind of in the same vein as what Logan said, we're kind of going back into protesting these things, standing against them. I also like that we're going back to what this all is freedom of speech. That's the root of it all, and I like that we're going back to is it was for so long, even like for me going as a kid going through school, it was always like, be careful of your words, be mindful of the people around you, and it was all this soften your edges, and I think it made people weak-minded. That they can't hear a differing opinion without feeling personally attacked or hurt. Instead of taking the opportunity to learn from each other, see both sides, come to either a consensus where maybe you were both wrong, maybe you have differing opinions, but that can be changed. It's the communication is something that was taken away from us, and I like seeing it come back, because as you and this goes right back to what you said, Math. Feel free to call the person that said something stupid a dick, a cunt, idiot. It's like sometimes there is no argument for it. Sometimes they just say something so stupid you got to remind them that they are stupid.
I was gonna make one joke saying, David, back when you were in high school, the thing you were worried about was if Grease Lightning was gonna win or not.
Actually, I will say this reminds me of a.
That's fucking mean.
Something that
Parents were barely in high school at the time. Actually, wait. Let me correct that. When did the first Grease come out?
It was like the 70s, isn't it?
I think.
I want to say it was like 75, 76?
78.
Oh, 78. So in that case, let me do the math.
My dad was 6 years old.
My dad was in high school.
My dad
was
6 years
17 years old, I think.
Because I'm pretty sure my dad was born in 1972.
My dad was 17 years old at the time. I would like to
My dad could beat up your dad.
What David was saying actually reminded me of something that happened to me this week, actually. Well, last week now, but it's a funny. So, for background, I have this coworker who is a 50-year-old white guy, boomer, and so what background is on Monday, at the end of our work shift, we ended up talking about some politics stuff. I don't know how the conversation started, but it started with I think it was talking about housing prices, and it was just him because he's from the older generation saying, "Why isn't your generation doing anything?" And then I was like, "Why isn't your generation doing anything about it either? Both you're living here still." But that's another thing. And then of course, because he's one of those people, it descended into talking about the LGBT people, the woke not being able to have a debate because they're emotionally immature.
Yes, the housing market is caused by the gays.
Well, I'm just confused. You guys live on an island. There's only so much real estate.
That's not important right now. That's not important to the story. I just wanted to. The point is, this guy's one of them people who think the left can't have a good argument because their feelings get hurt. Okay, they get emotionally mature. That's his belief. Yeah. All right. So the next day, me and him are working in this garden, doing mulching, just off this park. I actually hung out with Jacob that day when I was on break. Yeah, we met up for mate Isaac. It was a good time. And then
it was a good date night.
Yeah, as we're working, I can see these storm clouds just coming in because we just had a huge storm, lightning and thunder, and I can see that these are really black clouds. I can see them rolling in, and they're getting closer. I'm like, oh, storm's coming in. And my coworker goes, "Oh, do you believe in climate change, global warming?" I was like, "Oh yeah, man, I know what's happening. It's pretty real." And he goes, "Oh, why are you listening to the man on the TV, the scientist?" I'm saying, "Who the fuck are you listening to?" Because I'm listening to actual scientists, bro. And he's just doing that whole classic spiel about how scientists are paid off, and I'm like, and he just says, "Oh wait, you're one of those woke people," and he just got so pissed off at me because I said, "Yeah, bro, I'm woke," and he's like, "You're so small-minded, but while trying to claim to be all open-minded," and he was really pissy, and I was so tempted to say, "Dude, are you getting emotional at me?" But then, the storm actually hit. All these winds came in and started hailing, storm, thunder. I think that was just Mother Nature saying, "Who are you to deny global warming at me, bitch?" And that was just the funniest shit to me. Because I was like, the storm got me. The storm got my back. And also, you just proved your whole point wrong about, the left being emotionally immature. Because you're just getting emotionally immature at me.
I'm so confused with that interaction because... Who's paying the scientists to say that the world is ending? Big Sun?
He's one of those dudes, who believes scientists are paid off, blah blah blah.
I just think when it comes to the environmental and global global warming thing is, I think it's just it's all hysterics.
Yeah. I mean,
I
I
think
think
it's obvious. It's obvious enough to say like, yeah, um, we are in a state in the planet's history. We have too many people. We have way too many people compared to what it can probably handle. Our industrialization was immense, and we advanced our technology without coming up with ways to make it sustainable.
The point of my story is, though,
I was going to say, is the planet going to destroy itself? Not anytime soon. Should we do something about it? Probably.
Yeah. The point of my story is this guy was a total hypocrite because he was saying, I'm the type of person I am is emotionally immature, and yet here he is getting all pissy at me. And it was just, I was actually talking about it like later on with some of my other coworkers, and they were all pretty much in the same boat. Like, the guy's a weird dude, so.
Yeah, I understand. The older generation, like, well, I gotta say, like, super old, hyper conservative guys who are like, pull yourself up by your asshole and work 80 hours a week and things like that.
It's not even that. I've seen tons of people like the same age as me and Jacob who have that same mindset. Who like, oh, because you're woke, you're emotionally mature, and then I see them get all pissy over the moment someone disagrees with them. So it's not limited to older people. Just going to add that in there, but still, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just everyone like that. They like to listen to the first thing they hear.
Yeah.
They just stick with it.
People
that sounds about right.
I could almost guarantee you that none of these people have ever read an academic research journal in their entire lives.
Because they think it's been like they think it's been like doctored by a government to enslave them.
It has. This happens on both sides too, where people give in so much to sensationalization. I think,
like, I can say I've never read an academic research because my brain's too smooth.
Well, that's
and
why
I want it to stay that way.
Read the abstract. Anyway,
I do pro wrestling. My head's fucked up as it is.
I think it's very important that we get this sort of literacy in the common people, because everybody goes on Google. Hold on, let me type this out real quick.
I think we should kill whoever disagrees with us.
Warming real? The first thing to pop up is NASA.gov, which government funded. Global warming is the long-term heating of Earth's surface observed since the pre-industrial period due to human activities, primarily fossil fuel burning, which increases heat trapping greenhouse gas levels in Earth's atmosphere. This term is not interchangeable with the term climate change. So now we gotta figure out what.
A lot of people make that do not make that distinction. I fear.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see why they wouldn't, because global warming means a change of climate, I guess.
I think that it's impossible for me to deny global warming, because there is no way that there is no repercussions for our actions at all.
Yeah.
The size, you always hear like, oh, we have, hold on, like trillions upon trillions of of barrels of oil. Trillion is a hard number to fathom on like a scale for anything. $1 trillion is almost unfathomable.
Does anyone actually have $1 trillion?
No.
I'm sure some. Hold on.
If we were to combine like a majority of countries' currencies, there is me using USD since that's where I'm from. If we were to convert all of the money in the world from all countries into USD, yeah, there would be multiple trillions of dollars. But I don't think there's a single country out there that has $1 trillion.
So I decided we're gonna broaden it to like families, because the Rothschild family has $1.2 trillion.
Boy, shut it down.
Just fucking podcast has never seen us again.
Quick, pull up the GIF of the Palantir.
Where is it in part to invest it? Someone's trying to. There's someone saying like, oh, Elon Musk is like the first quarter trillionaire, which I think is just someone trying to suck him off again.
If he has $222 billion, that's still quite a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, $1 billion is still a huge amount of money. That is.
But no, I always wondered what would I do if I just had that money. You know,
Any billionaires watching this, give me all your money. I deserve it more than you. I'm not joking here. Give me your money.
We could
Kazakhstan, give me your money.
Kazakhstan. Did you guys see that meme I put in our meme hall of calmest night in Kazakhstan?
And it's the guy holding the hat with a very shaky hand is like just the friggin' like 7 plagues are happening outside his home.
I thought it'd be really funny to put in like a sound away sound of our podcast happening, because we have a little bit of like, at least these guys are talking.
We hope that we protect you in these troubling times, Kazakhstan. We got your back.
We have you.
Give
We
me your
got
money.
you. We got you. We'll give you a virtual hug. Lord knows you need a virtual exorcism.
I was gonna say my favorite thing referring to Kazakhstan is a video of, a news reporter. He's doing tongue twisters to get himself prepared for the actual broadcast.
Is it the diesel engine sound?
Yeah, he sounds like you're trying to cold start a diesel engine in like sub-freezing temperatures.
I love that video. It's so funny. Just a lot of like, yeah, it sounds like an engine starting up perfectly. Man, I fucking love other people around the world. I think traveling is one of the things that I want to do. Yeah, I want to do a lot of traveling in my adult life. One thing also, just talking more about my future a little bit, I guess. I graduated college. Yippee!
Hooray!
Hooray!
Whoop-de-doo for you!
I'm done. I now have a degree. I am educated, quote unquote, and I also plan. I plan on taking a year off and getting a master's at some point. Because I feel like I have to. Right? I feel like I have to do it in order to really tell myself that I did something. Because I'm proud of this, and it's really nice just having a bachelor's degree. I'm a first generation college student, but I know that if I applied myself like I didn't do for my bachelor's degree, I could come out with magna cum laude, you know? I could come out on top. I could do it. I just have to do it.
Best of luck with that.
Yeah, here's the thing: is
We believe in
who is
you.
this woman and why is her name Magna?
I thought it was really funny. I was at the ceremony, and they were, you know, they announced the magna cum laude, summa cum laude, and I was like, what if they had like the lowest GPA that you could get to pass? Like, they have one kid, and his name is smegma cum laude. It's just something so fucking stupid, you know. But it's tradition. We keep it going, you know. No, but I really do feel good, and I remember I laid in my bed for so long, and that's all I've really wanted to do since graduating is just sleep. Just like if I went into a coma for a year, I'd still be like, 15 more minutes. No, I mean, it's okay. I'm just, it's so weird not having anything to do for a minute. And
I'd say just sit back, relax, and, you know.
I need a drink is what I need to do, but Arkansas doesn't sell alcohol
Way ahead of you.
on Sundays, so I couldn't go.
And you didn't
get
think
nothing.
about that yesterday?
Well, I didn't have time yesterday. You know what's funny is right after I graduated, I had to go to work. So that was
You're
fun.
telling me that like
I
you
finished my
couldn't
drink
go
for you.
into the very store that you work at, and on like your 15-minute just grab a couple bottles of something?
I fucking wish, but you can't buy
I mean,
alcohol
I used-
on the clock.
That's crazy because
You wouldn't be on the clock. You'd be on your break.
Well, 15 is a paid break.
what about your half?
I didn't get a half yesterday.
That's crazy. Jeez. I mean, I used to work in a supermarket, and yeah, I could buy fucking alcohol on my break. I mean, not that I would usually do that. I'll do it like in the because I'd finish at like 11 p.m. I'll do it like in the hour after I'm done closing, and I've got a bit of time left. I'll go and get it then. But
We also
Damn.
my store doesn't sell alcohol past 8 p.m.
damn, the U.S. fucking sucks.
But other places do. Other places will sell until 11.
But damn, most parts of the U.S. fucking sucks.
No,
No,
you'd think Arkansas.
It's specifically in
It's
places that it's mostly southern states.
But damn, the south of the U.S. fucking sucks.
You'd think for the people who drink arguably the most, we would
'Cause
have the
I was
most,
gonna say
we'd have the
'cause
least
I was gonna say,
restrictive laws.
there's a liquor store down the street from my house that is currently open and probably won't close till midnight. It's currently 10 p.m.
Oh damn.
And they would be open 24/7 if they could, but it's not a nice location.
Well, we're running out of time here, so I just want to finish with one last thing, and this will be directed to Logan. But Logan, I've set myself a literacy challenge. I want to read a book, and I want to know if you've heard of this book, Blood Meridian.
Yeah,
Yes,
of course I've heard
read it,
Blood
read it,
Meridian.
read it, read it, read it, read it.
I haven't read it myself. Don't watch the Wendigoon video yet. Not until you're already
Yeah,
done with the
don't
book.
watch that yet. However,
The only Wendigoon.
Holy
I've actually
fuck,
never
it's
watched
good.
Wendigoon. I've
missing out.
listened to him though. I've listened to him. I listened to his podcast that compared that was like the best of urban horror and the worst, which would be Grey Folk and Urban Spook. But yeah,
He started two podcasts simultaneously. One
Yes,
with
he did.
one with Meat Canyon and one with Critical.
And Jackson.
Yeah, and Jackson. We can't forget Jackson.
Exactly.
He's their
The other guy.
He's basically the Math and Jacob of their group.
Oh, lovely.
He was Australian.
I tried to pick up an Australian for our group, but had to settle with the New Zealanders.
They can
Canada of Australasia.
Yeah, y'all ended up being pretty cool though. What was it? Oh, one more thing before we leave. I know we're dipping over a little bit. And I don't know if it's my county or the whole state of Arkansas. You can't sell hard liquor inside of stores either, like grocery stores. So a lot of places will work around this by just putting a separate building next to the building, and that's just a liquor store. So like if you walk into a Walmart, you won't see any liquor. You won't see nothing. You'll see beer and wine, but you won't see liquor.
So weird, like how America has all these weird ways of doing things that just don't make sense to anyone else in the world.
I said
called
it's
states'
just
rights.
every state is different. We're the United States. There's 50 different governments, son.
You don't seem that united.
We're not.
No, we're not right now.
Texas-
That's kind of the problem.
Texas is actively trying to leave again.
Oh my god, here we go again.
Here we go again.
Why the black people?
And I can tell you right now, if Texas successfully succeeds, California's following.
Should have been
And unfortunately, with those two states, if they both secede, the other 48 are fucked.
Yeah.
To be fair, California is like the only US state that has a cool flag, as far as I'm aware. So that might be another issue.
Hey.
I don't know.
You take that back. You son of a bitch.
It's a cool, totally one-headed bear, not two, I swear.
Um,
Alright, well,
Fuck Reddit.
well,
Let's leave it at that. Fuck Reddit.
Fuck Reddit.
fuck Reddit.
Jacob, say it.
Fuck Reddit.
And we have fucked Reddit. We're done. Goodbye.